For the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I call to order the Wickliffe City Council meeting of November 11, 2024. Sandy, please call the roll.
Cal.
Here.
Earhart's
Here.
Jaworski.
Here.
Kosky. Here. Levon.
Here.
Saloto.
Excused.
Thielman.
Here.
Approval of council minutes. Councilman Hartstein.
Make a motion, we approve the council minute of October 28th, 2024.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Gerhardstein, seconded by Councilman Thielman, that the council meeting minutes of October 28th, 2024 be approved as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Cal.
Yes.
Earhart's
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kosky.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Reports and communications from the Mayor, Safety Director.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to start by saying thank you to all the veterans out there and throughout our country that have served. Memorial Day honors those who give their lives in service to our country. Veterans Day honors all who have served in war or peace, dead or alive. And I would like to say a special happy Veterans Day to Ray and Councilwoman Kosky. First, the Assistant Service Director search is almost over. An official offer letter will be sent out this week. And at the next council meeting, I'll update everybody to know the details, like who, what, where, why, all that stuff. And then lastly, the former ABB building, which is owned by Premier Development, they received funding. It was a long process, but happy to report, thanks to Senator Serino and John Rogers with the Land Bank for everybody's contributions in making this happen. They received 1.9 million. Their plan is to demo that sooner than later. And once I get a date and know that, I know they have a demo company picked out. Don't have a date yet. Once I'll let everybody know. And then their plan is to build a spec building by May. And that would just another structure, like another building suitable for what they say. There's two big companies interested in that whole campus. So I'll know more, and as I get the details, I'll share them with everybody else. That's all I have.
Any questions or comments from the Mayor, Safety Director? Councilman Jaworski.
Mr. Mayor, a question. Is it just the demolition of the front portion of the property, or does it
Yes,
include the
thank you.
warehouse portion as well?
Front on Euclid Avenue. Okay. Yes, the warehouse is still in good shape, and it's not in need of, or in disarray like the front one.
And just want to extend my sincere thanks to Senator Serino. I had a chance to talk with him on the phone on Wednesday when I read the announcement, and I know that he pushed very hard for this. It's wonderful when we have elected officials at the state level who go to bat for our city. So I thank Senator Serino for his efforts.
Councilwoman Kosky.
So can you tell us, what about that parking lot property behind the fire station? How is that going to be utilized?
That's another
Is
thing.
that separate, or is that part of the?
It's going to be part of it, because if there is, if they do receive a company that's similar in size to what ABB was at its height, then I'm assuming they're going to need that parking for the employees. But they just keep playing it by ear, because at first they wanted to put a building on that property, and now they're just leaving it as a parking lot. So I believe that will be together in the whole package, but that is a question I could find out.
Have you seen any prototypes of those, what a spec building would be?
No, they're gonna. Right now, they're just being vague as a spec building, and they have to put a structure there. That's going to be part of these two companies on what the size will be. But I will find out. I talk with them quite regularly. In the next couple weeks, I'll have a phone conversation with Spencer, the president, and when I get some information, I'll let you guys know. I'll probably update again at the next council meeting.
Okay. You've been doing a great job with finally getting things moving on Euclid Avenue, and it's a good reflection on all the effort that you've been putting in, and I look forward to everything that's happening. Hopefully we see some movement soon on all the different things that are down there, including Circle K, right?
And I appreciate that, but it's all you guys do.
Yeah.
So, we're a team.
Councilman Thielman.
I too would like to echo those thoughts of a few council people regarding this $1.9 million win for the city of Wickliffe and for Mayor Sakis. It's not easy to receive those dollars, and we're competing against a lot of projects out there that are really worthy, projects all over the state of Ohio, and it's a tough and long process. And number one, we have a really good development team in place that the mayor was instrumental in landing Premier, and then now this second phase of that, getting money for the tear down is just like great encouragement. Thank you very much, and I think it's a big win for the mayor's office and for the city.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Any further questions or comments from the mayor / safety director? Thank you, Mayor. Reports and communications from the director of law.
Nothing to report, just a reminder that we do have an executive session after today that I'll be presenting some information.
Any questions or comments for the law director? Councilmember Hartstein.
Law Director, did you hear anything from the city of Willoughby Hills about the deer hunting?
No, not yet. I'll reach back out to their law director again.
All right, thank you. Can you keep me informed when you hear from them?
Councilwoman Koski.
How long, this is probably a question more for Randy. How long is deer season?
It depends on what their ordinance is in
Oh,
Willoughby Hills.
I
Yeah,
thought
I'm
it
not
was
sure.
statewide, no.
No, I think there's statewide guardrails, but I think every community has their own. I can check and see what theirs is.
Technically, bow season runs through February, the beginning of February. For bow season, in Ohio, game laws is February. But I don't know what the ordinance in Willoughby Hills states when they're allowed to hunt.
Any further questions or comments for the law director? Thank you, Jeremy. Communications with council president. I have none. Are there any amendments or additions to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to the administrators. Police Chief Bush.
Thank you, Council President Long. I just got a couple things. Just a reminder that on November 20th at 9 a.m. down at the Senior Center, we're going to be partnering with Flagstar Bank for the fraud and scam presentation we'll be doing. It will last about an hour down there. So spread the word, and as many people who can go down there would be great. Also on November 26th, the police department is going to have a table up at the Wickliffe Upper School. They're doing an annual career fair. So let me know if one of you guys would like to come up there with us. That'd be great. We'll be there. That is from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then finally, on November 4th, we received the $44,808 for the body cam grant. It was deposited into the city's account. That's all I have.
Any questions or comments for the police chief? Councilman Ballard.
How are we doing? Are we at max officers right now, or are we down, or?
Right now, we are at max. We will be down one shortly, though. By January 1st, we will be short one person. We have two people, one in the academy and one is in field training right now. So, and one is not working right now. So we're down 3 that aren't working the road.
Any further questions or comments for the police chief? Thank you, Chief. Fire Chief Grossman.
Thank you, Council President. Just to follow up with the police department there, we'll also be at the career fair with a table. So we're hoping they do have a EMT program up at the high school that we support to kind of get the kids a jump start if they're interested in the medical field or being a possibly paramedic fireman. So we'll be up there as well. And then just to expand a little bit in my notes that I sent to council about open burning, that we continue to be in a fire ban through the state fire marshal for any open burning. That goes through the end of November. This time of year is a very hazardous time with all the leaves that are easily ignitable and easily spread fires as they're fresh on the ground and dry. So we did have one incident that a fire burned up a large wooded area, came within feet of a couple different homes. We're mindful of not having open burns. And outside of the normal ban time, their city does have ordinance against open burning and then provides the rules for what you can do if you want to have a recreational fire outside. And you can look on the fire department website or the city website to get that information. So just be cautious of that as this time of year. That's it.
Any questions or comments for the fire chief? Thank you, Chief. Finance Director Hunter.
Thank you, Council President. October is still open, but it will be closed this week. That's all I have.
Any questions or comments for the Finance Director? Thank you, Ms. Hunter. Engineer Famika is excused. Assistant Service Director Kravchuk.
Thank you, Council President. Leaf season's full bore right now. We have 3 crews out every day. We've actually gone around the city 5 times. We actually started our 6th on Friday. We also able to be able to put a whole crew in the park, so keeping up with the parks and everything else at this time also. So the guys are doing a great job. I commend them. If you guys see them out there, just commend them and let them know how good they're doing. And that's all we got.
Any questions or comments for the Assistant Service Director? Councilman Gerhardstein.
When is Kimball's last yard waste pickup?
I think December 15th.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Councilman Jaworski.
How long do you expect to be picking up leaves this year? I mean, it seems that there's still a lot on the trees.
Yeah, I just dropped my kids off over at my mother-in-law's and just saw all the trees over there that still have leaves on them, so looking to at least, we're having second shift start on December 3rd, I think, so we'll be cutting down, so they'll be able to maybe get a couple loads with those guys, so, hopefully by that time we'll, 15th, maybe, like always, 15th of December is usually when we cut off, because we have this, load of salt trucks, then at least we'll have enough, we'll have about 3 salt trucks ready before Thanksgiving usually.
Thank you.
Sure.
Councilman Bella.
Yeah. You received a new truck, how's that going?
The new salt truck,
Yes.
it's very nice. It's getting all ready to go, getting the radio in it and everything else, and it's probably one of, if you see, you got to see it, it's really, 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 really nice. Really good part of the fleet now.
Any further questions or comments for the Assistant Service Director? Thank you, Dave. Building Commissioner Sick.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I have nothing to add to my monthly report.
Any questions or comments for the Building Commissioner? Thank you, Rick. Recreation Director Stott.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. Just one comment. We'd like to invite everyone to our annual Thanksgiving turkey hunt up here at Colby. We'll meet in the gazebo, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, the 23rd, at 11:30. We do that rain or shine. And big thanks to Lou Brazal. They are sponsoring the turkey hunt this year. That's it.
Any questions or comments for the Recreation Director? Councilman Gerhardstein.
Tim, I'm sorry if this was asked before. When are they starting the dreading over at the golf course?
I know the equipment is there. Pete's not here. Have they begun yet? I know that...
As of Friday, they have not.
Okay.
They're
They have...
sitting in the parking lot, and there's one dump truck sitting in the parking lot. They haven't mobilized back there yet.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments for the Recreation Director? Councilwoman McCoskey.
So, once they start dredging, is the course still open?
It's
for
still
regular
open.
play?
It's still open, yeah. We just take that one hole, we shorten it. We've shortened it last year. We brought the tee ahead of that, of the pond, so it is still playable.
Part 2. Any other questions or comments? Councilman Bella.
Is that hole a part 2 now?
It's pretty short. Pretty short, yes.
Any further questions or comments for the Recreation Director? Thank you, Tim. I'll now open the floor for audience participation. If anyone would like to address Wickliffe City Council, please stand. State your name and address for the clerk's record. So these meetings are being recorded. She has a microphone that has to be used. Each person will have a 5-minute max amount of time. Would anyone like to address Wickliffe City Council?
Yeah, I'd like to say something about the...
Wait for the microphone, sir, please.
Thank you.
Name and address, please.
I'd like to say something about the real estate taxes.
Sir, can you state your name and address, please?
I'm sorry, what?
State your name and address.
Daniel Coverstone, 2136 Sunset Drive.
Thank you.
I'm a Vietnam War veteran, so I got a little hearing problem.
No.
Anyways, I had a couple free meals today, too. My notice in the mail raised my property tax 50%. So I had mixed feelings about the campus over here. And I understand there might be some problems with the middle school and the grade school. I hope they work them out. But does anybody know how much the state, well, my initial thought was that this campus costs about $50 million. And the state, I don't know exactly how much the state gave for this school. Does anybody know? Nobody knows?
I mean, the school board would know. The city would not know.
Well,
it was all handled by the school board.
we're paying for it.
Understand, but you're paying for it because the school board put it on the levy, and the residents voted on it. The city did not put this out for the residents to vote on. The school board did.
Well, it would determine how much we're going to be paying over the years for this school. I'm of the old school of thought. You know, if these buildings are still good, a lot of buildings have asbestos in the walls. If it's abated, no problem. But supposedly, some people disagree that the middle school and the grade school were too old and outdated. They couldn't be refurbished or used. Buildings don't educate kids. It's just teachers and the curriculum. Some of it's in bad shape in this country right now, and I hope it's going to change with the new administration in Washington. But in that notice I got, it said, this property tax increase will not necessarily increase your taxes. Well, I can understand that. I don't figure that when they increase my property tax by 50%. There's going to be an increase, I know that. Now, I understand, I talked to one of the ladies in Painesville. I said, I would like to get some copies of that complaint form. And she said, well, that complaint form came out and it was discontinued sometime in September, I don't know the exact date, but it will begin again in January 1st. I said, how crazy is that? When I was in Cleveland, I had some buildings and I always was fighting the city hall because they always trying to increase my property taxes. I had no problem getting those complaint forms. This complaint form, I think, was a DTE1. He said, well, we can't do anything about that. That's up to what's the word? The recorder or whatever his name is in Columbus. So I tried to call there and called him or his associates, and of course, nobody's available. I left a message, didn't get anything, didn't hear back. I mean, so come our property tax time in February, we got to pay the full amount, and then later on, if you want to get that form and fill it out, send it in, and hopefully they'll agree with you and we send you a refund. But I'm sure it's going to. I think there's got to be a better way to pay for kids' schooling. These schools. I think a lot of schools. Now, I was raised a Catholic. And what gets me is these parochial schools, whether it's Catholic or Lutheran, Episcopal, whatever, these teachers make about half of what these public school teachers make. And there's a lot of good, dedicated public school teachers, but some make $70,000, $80,000. And some of the teachers in this country, they're very liberal, and they'll vote for anything to keep their niceties going. I have a granddaughter going over to Mount Carmel, Mater Dei, Mother of God. And these teachers don't make near what these public school teachers make. There's so much waste in these public schools. I'm not sure, I would say Wickliffe is not the best, not the greatest in Lake County.
You know what, excuse me.
Sir, I mean, yeah, but this discussion, this topic is really meant for the school board, not for the city of Wickliffe.
Yeah, we don't have anything.
We have nothing to do with the school itself, right, or the property. So I would honestly recommend.
Well, maybe I'm just blowing wind here. I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is, I would recommend you go to a school board meeting and voice your opinion during their audience participation, because they have it, I think, twice during their agenda.
Or you said no,
that
the city itself is totally
separate.
Separate.
Yes.
Well,
From the schools.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Okay.
I
But I
mean-
just thought at least I'd let you know my feelings.
Absolutely, that's fair. And
I'm a citizen of this, been here 34 years, And that's the way it is. So anyway, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you can beat me up. I don't
Would anyone else like to address Wickliffe City?
Real quick,
Councilman
if I
Jaworski.
could-
Oh, can I say one more thing?
Sure.
What about, I'm confused about this new supposed hotel going down, or home construction going down here with some kind of what's the word I want, the zoning. And I read about it, and I mean, I get confused with some of these political wording, but it's like, I don't know, city zone or something. If these apartments or homes are being built and it's within the present zoning, there'll be some problem with future construction in the area or something. Does anybody know anything about that?
Sure, so let me, if I may, address that.
Okay, that's all I have.
Yep, thank you. So the current zoning, there's two different types of zoning right there on that property. And what we're looking to do is to create a new zoning specifically for senior housing only. It would be, and this property is designed for senior housing, 55 and older, who are not living with any kids, grandkids, et cetera. So essentially just for independent seniors, if you will. And the goal is with this zoning change that I've proposed, would limit that property to be only senior housing, essentially. Couldn't be used for just regular housing for regular residents. It would be senior only.
Okay, so the problem is that this housing development only for senior citizens, not for any citizens.
Correct.
Oh, well, I didn't get that. Okay,
Okay.
that's all I had.
All right, would anyone else like to address Wickliffe City Council?
I'm sorry?
Would anyone else like to address Wickliffe City Council?
Here before the battery goes dead.
If not, I'll mark audience participation closed. Committee reports. Commissioner reports, Councilman Gardstein.
On October 24th, the Board of Zoning Appeals met for the purpose of discussing the window coverings at the Don Tequila's restaurant. The meeting was called to order at 7 p.m. On October 3rd, 2024, the owners of Don Tequila's restaurant requested a variance for window coverage of 100% on the west side of the building located at 29280 Euclid Avenue, Wickliffe, Ohio 44092 in the General Business District. The board discussed the difference between window covering and signage. The board agreed that this was a unique situation where window coverings, because they were on the west side of the building, would enhance the look of the building while at the same time allowing a more enjoyable dining situation for the customers. After much discussion, the board members voted yes on a motion to allow for a variance of 100% window coverage on the west side windows only. The meeting adjourned at 7:30 p.m. Respectfully submitted.
Councilman Jaworski.
Planning Commission met on November 7th and approved a request for a lot split located at 2688 Bishop Road in an R175 residential district. And as a heads up to council, the applicant will appear, or is proposed to appear before Planning Commission in December for zoning changes from IR to R175 residential district. So that would, if it passes, Planning Commission eventually come to this body.
Thank you, sir. Seeing no, any other commission reports? Seeing no old business or new business, move on to ordinances.
Ordinance number 2024-50. This is the third reading. An ordinance amending Chapter 748 entitled Medical Marijuana Licensure of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Gardstein, second by Councilman Bella to adopt ordinance 2024-50 as presented. Discussion? Again, just a reminder, a point of clarification that voting yes on this puts a limit on the amount of dispensaries in the city to one, and puts permit and processes and or fees into place. A vote of no would eliminate any limits on the amount of dispensaries or permit process or fees. Any further discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Gallows.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Ordinance passes.
Ordinance number 2024-56. This is the first reading. An ordinance providing appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Wickliffe, Ohio for the period beginning January 1st, 2025 and ending March 31st, 2025.
Resolutions?
Resolution number 2024-17, a resolution approving the 2023 Solid Waste Management Plan, updated to September 2024 of the Lake County Solid Waste Management District and declaring an emergency.
Suspension.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Gerstein, seconded by Councilman Thielman to suspend the rules of council and place resolution 2024-17 on third and final reading. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Gallo.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Adoption.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Gerhardstein, seconded by Councilman Thielman to adopt resolution 2024-17 as presented. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Gallo.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Other legislation? Miscellaneous? Just a reminder, we have a improvement committee meeting next Monday at 7 p.m. to discuss a 2025 proposed road program. I'll entertain a motion to move into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Gerhardstein, seconded by Councilman Jaworski, to move into executive discussion to discuss negotiations or bargaining sessions with public employees concerning their compensation or other terms and conditions of their employment. Discussion? Sandy, please call the roll.
Gallo.
Yes.
Gerhardstein.
Yes.
Jaworski.
Yes.
Kowski.
Yes.
Levon.
Yes.
Thielman.
Yes.
Take a 5-minute break.